The diner buzzed with voices from a dozen worlds. Ethan sat at the corner table, holding a glass of water he had not touched. He stared out the window at the wide curve of the planet below, his thoughts far away. The words of the alien waitress still echoed in his mind, and the memory of her fainting still felt strange. But the real weight in his chest was not about food or shock. It was about someone who had moved away. Her name was Clara. She had been his closest friend since childhood, the kind of person who could understand him without words. They had grown, up in the same small town on Earth, walking the same dusty roads, watching the same sunsets. But now, Clara was gone. She had taken a research post on another colony world, light years away. Ethan had not seen her in years. The distance felt endless, heavier than space itself. He tapped his fingers on the table. Messages had been sent back and forth at first, jokes, memories, plans. But slowly, her replies became fewer. Work, duties, new friends. Ethan did not blame her, but it hurt. He missed the warmth of her laugh, the way she made silence feel safe. Now he sat alone among strangers, carrying a heart that longed for connection. The waitress, Zira, returned with another glass of water. Her silver eyes studied him carefully. "Human," she said softly. "You are strong, but you are sad." Ethan blinked, surprised by her honesty. "I guess you're right," he admitted. "I'm missing someone who moved away." Zira tilted her head. "Distance is not the same as loss. Why not follow them?" Ethan gave a bitter laugh. "It's not that simple. The galaxy is wide. People change. Maybe she doesn't want to hear from me anymore." The alien waitress placed the glass down and folded her arms. "On my world, when someone leaves the village, we walk to the highest hill and shout their name. We believe that even across the stars they can feel it." Ethan smiled faintly. "That's beautiful. But humans, we can't just shout into the void." "Can you not?" Zira asked. "You traveled here. You ate food no other species dares to eat. You made me faint just by being human. You do impossible things without knowing. Why can you not also reach across the stars for someone you love?" Her words hit him deeper than he expected. Maybe she was right. Humans did survive, adapt, endure. If they could cross deserts, oceans, and galaxies, then maybe one voice could still find another, even after silence. That night, Ethan walked through the station's quiet halls. He found a communication terminal, its screen glowing faint blue. His fingers hesitated above the keys. What if Clara ignored him? What if she had already moved on? But Zira's words returned. "Humans do impossible things without knowing." He began to type. The message was simple. "Clara, it's been a long time. I don't know if you'll even see this, but I wanted to say I miss you. Wherever you are, I hope you're smiling. I'll keep sending these, even if you don't answer, because maybe one day you'll feel it, like your name on the wind." He pressed send. The message disappeared into the vastness of space. He felt lighter, not because she would surely answer, but because he had tried. Days passed. Ethan kept working, kept traveling, but each night he returned to the terminal, writing small notes, memories, hopes, little pieces of himself. It became a ritual, like whispering into the stars. One evening, as he finished another message, the terminal blinked. A new file appeared. His heart raced. He opened it. The screen filled with words. "Ethan, I can't believe you're still sending these. I thought you would forget. But reading them, it feels like you're right here. I'm sorry I was quiet for so long. Life has been heavy here. But hearing from you reminded me that I'm not alone. Please, keep writing. I'll keep reading. Maybe one day we'll meet again under the same sky." Ethan leaned back, tears pressing at the corners of his eyes. His chest felt warm again. Clara had not forgotten. Across the cold silence of space, their voices had found each other. Later, back at the diner, Zira noticed his brighter smile. "Human," she said. "Did your voice reach the stars?" Ethan nodded. Yes, it did. And when Zira brought him another plate of the impossible meal, Ethan laughed as she gasped, her eyes widening once more. "Wait, you can do it again already?" Zira exclaimed. The alien waitress fainted. Ethan caught her this time, still smiling. Because now, he knew, humans could always find a way back to the ones they cared about. The station lights glowed softly, casting long shadows across the diner floor. Ethan sat at his usual corner table, still holding on to the memory of Clara's reply. It had been weeks since he first dared to reach out, and her words still warmed him. She had not forgotten. She had not turned away. Somewhere out there she was reading his messages, maybe even smiling. But the distance remained. Clara was on another world, locked in her own duties. Ethan knew it might be years before they saw each other. That thought pressed on him like weight on his chest. He wanted to reconnect, to hear her voice, to see her face. Yet, he didn't know how to bridge that vast space. Zira, the alien waitress, brought his meal with her usual sharp movements. Her silver eyes studied him closely. "Human," she said, "your eyes are brighter, but your shoulders are still heavy." Ethan chuckled softly. "You notice everything, don't you?" "It is my work," she said, "but it is also because you are strange. You make the impossible look easy, yet you carry sadness as if it belongs to you." Ethan stirred. "The strange meal on his plate," I heard back from her. "Clara. She's still there somewhere, reading my words, but it's not the same as being close. I don't know how to really reconnect." Zira tilted her head. "In my culture, when a bond stretches thin, we do. Not wait for it to snap. We weave more threads. We create stories, songs and memories until the bond grows stronger than distance." Her words stirred something in Ethan. Humans had always done similar things. Letters, songs, promises whispered in the dark. Maybe that was the answer. Not to wait for distance to vanish, but to keep weaving more threads until the connection held strong again. That night, Ethan returned to the communication terminal. His fingers hesitated, then began to type. Instead of just sending short notes, he told Clara a story. He wrote about the diner, about Zira fainting, about the shocked faces of aliens watching him eat. He described the stars outside the window, the hum of the station, and the feeling of being small yet stubbornly human among giants. "I wish you could see this," he typed. "You'd laugh at how I keep making aliens faint just by eating their food. I think of you when I sit here, because I remember the way you used to laugh at simple things. I miss that. I hope one day I'll hear it again." He pressed send, the ow. Next day, the terminal blinked with a reply. Clara had written back. "Ethan, I laughed so hard reading this. I can picture it. You, sitting there calm while everyone else stares. You've always had that stubbornness. Do you remember when we were kids, and you ate that green fruit from the market that made everyone sick? You didn't even blink. I guess some things never change. Thank you for writing. It feels like you're closer already." Ethan leaned back in his chair, a smile spreading across his face. Each word from her was a thread woven back into their bond. It wasn't the same as being together, but it was something alive. Weeks passed. They exchanged more messages. Ethan wrote about his travels, about strange planets and new faces. Clara shared about her research, the struggles, the small joys of her work. Slowly, their connection grew again. Still, Ethan felt the ache. He wanted more. He wanted to see her face, hear her voice, not just read words on a screen. But interstellar calls were costly, reserved for official use. He had no authority, no special clearance. One evening, he sat staring at the blank screen, frustration bubbling inside. There must be a way, he muttered. Zira, cleaning tables nearby, overheard him. What troubles you, human? I can send words, Ethan said, but I can't see her. I can't hear her. And I don't know how to change that. The waitress folded her arms. When you humans arrived among the stars, many thought you would not last. You had no claws, no shells, no natural weapons. But you survived because you made tools, because you refused to accept limits. Why stop now? Her words struck him again. Humans were known for finding a way, for turning the impossible into possible. Maybe there was something he could do. That night, Ethan searched. He asked questions, made inquiries, spoke to engineers and traders. Most shook their heads. But one old technician, an alien with 6 arms and tired eyes, listened patiently. You want to send a direct visual message to a colony world without clearance? The technician said. Difficult, costly, but not impossible. If you are willing to help me repair the old relay dish on the station roof, maybe we can arrange something. Ethan agreed without hesitation. The work was hard, climbing metal beams in the thin station air, tightening bolts with frozen hands, carrying heavy parts across trembling walkways. But he didn't stop. Sweat stung his eyes, his muscles ached, but he kept going. For Clara. For the bond he refused to let fade. Finally, after days of work, the dish hummed to life. The technician smiled. It will not last forever, but it should be enough to send a few visual messages. Ethan's heart pounded. That night, he stood before the terminal, his reflection staring back. He pressed record. Clara, he began, his voice shaking. I don't know if this will even reach you, but I wanted you to see me, not just words. I wanted you to know I'm here, still thinking of you, still hoping. Humans don't give up easily, and I won't give up on us.